So the moment we have been waiting for, Subside Sports have just given us these lovely little beauties. So today we're going to go through the kits that we've been supplied by Subside Sports. Thank you so much, Jerry and Rob.
All right, Craig. How you doing, mate? All right, should we get on to it?
Oh my goodness, this Rob person. Wow. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Oh, check this out.
It's so amazing.
Unbelievable. Here we go. So, Josh, here we are. We have got the Vietnam kit. Welcome to the kit breakdown, guys. We are going to go through this fabulous kit that's been sent in by Jerry at Subside Sports. We've got the Jogger Balola. If I'm pronouncing that right, Josh, what do you think?
You could say that. You could go Sugarbola. I mean, it's personal preference, isn't it?
I like the accent you did on that. Yeah.
Oh,
Rob would never do something like that.
I wouldn't do that. No, I mean, I just like bringing these little sort of cute things in. Yeah.
Great. So we've got Vietnam's kit here. Looks quite nice. It's fucking small for an extra large kit.
It really is, isn't it?
But I tell you what's interesting about this. They've got something that I feel is a little bit reminiscent of the 2002 footy kit from some dodgy designer back in the day.
Oh yeah,
which
you're
is
right,
nice.
aren't you? Yeah.
But I tell you what, I do like that neckline though. That neckline's really nice.
Dual layered,
I think
isn't it?
that's quite nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Quite like that this is an unknown brand to us, but look at the details as well. Like,
Yeah,
this
no,
could
absolutely.
Just be
They've got a bit of... Sorry, go on, mate.
No, I was going to say this could be like a fully sublimated shirt, couldn't it? But it's not. It's the attention to detail, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've got a bit of mesh going on there. They've got a little detail going in there with the print, the badge. They've got like a high D printed badge for those that don't know what that is. So that's
retail details.
Yeah, so it's basically like a heat transfer, so to speak, but it's raised ever so slightly. So when you rub your hands over it, it's got this really nice textural feel to it, which is quite a nice little detail. Probably come off after about 2 or 3 washes.
I do like that as well, actually, when they decide to put those little hem... I don't know what you actually call those hem marks or...
So this, I would say, is an authentication badge that they put on a lot of product. A lot of brands put these on, and they've actually got basically technology within them so that when they're scanned, you can tell whether it's a fake or not. So a lot of brands do that. So I'm not sure whether this is the case with this particular one, but it looks quite nice. I think it's not a bad shirt at all, and I think those Vietnam fans out there would be quite pleased with that.
I think you're going to see that in a lot of mystery boxes as well, I think, just people getting it that wouldn't usually.
Yeah, absolutely. And, fabric-wise, they've not done the best of jobs matching the colours up, but we can forgive them for that a little bit. They've
quite like that. Nice font as well.
Really nice little detail, and that's quite malleable, and yeah, that's smart. Really nice. So what would you give that out of 11?
I'd give that a good solid 7.
Good solid 7? Yeah. Okay. I'd probably go a little bit less if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
But then I really do like the neckline, so I don't know, I'd maybe bring that back up. Yeah, let's go with 7.
You're coming around.
7 out of 10. So we've got some more to review here. We've got loads from Subside Sports. Thank you so much. Next one, LA Galaxy. What are we thinking here, Josh?
I'm thinking that stuff Adidas are doing in MLS right now is cheeky. I mean, they're really appealing to a certain demographic, I think, and they're just trendy shirts. I mean, this one straight away, look at it. Am I seeing like a little bit of a midnight hue there, a little bit?
Oh yeah, that's lovely. That's really nice.
And also all the different applications kind of match into the colourway as well. Pet hate of mine is when they don't do that and they are governed by the sponsor and they have to go a certain way, but that all plays in tremendously well. Yeah. Nice little pinstripe down here. I imagine this is a play on those sort of LA Knights, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because you see like the gradient print that they've put through it, it's almost spotlit as opposed to a standard gradient that would go from a dark to a light or whatever. This is actually spotted around that. I mean, it's a great looking kit. I think my biggest criticism with the MLS is the fact that Adidas do all the kits.
That's true. They got
so if you're a fan, they've got complete ownership, which, if you're Adidas, that's fantastic. But from a fan's perspective, it means that you basically got one particular template, or maybe you might even have, let's say, half a dozen. But there's a lot of teams in there with a lot of kits there's going to be a lot of product there with 3 stripes on it.
That's true.
And I think that's what I like about the Premier League. There's a lot of diversity in it.
However, they do adopt that model of a 2-year cycle as well.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah, that is a really good point.
Which is one thing that we, do celebrate a lot. And also, in terms of like, Adidas having ownership of it, they do still give you something different for your club. Like I'm seeing a lot of colourways that bleed into the club, and you do get a nice bespoke pattern on there.
Yeah, I think what they've done with LA, I think, to be honest, is been fantastic. I think obviously a lot of it's, if you look at that region as a footballing team, like a footballing region now, if you like, some of the stars that they've obviously had over, the impact of Messi has been absolutely insane.
It's sold shirts, there's a lot of pink around now.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, I think a lot of those Inter Miami kits are absolutely stunning. They are. I can't wait to review them. So, what we're thinking, Josh, what would you give this out of 11?
That's an absolute highlight for me. I'm going to go for an 8 on that.
An 8 on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, would I go with an 8? I mean, I do like the colours. I do like the gradient. I like the spots. Yeah, not too bad. I'd probably go 7. And I know what you were saying about these matching up.
Yeah.
My critical eye is they're not matching up enough for me.
I know. The Pantones are off.
The tones are ever so slightly off. And I think if you're going to get something right, you've got to get it right. So I would mark it back down for that. The only other little criticism I would have is the stretch test. I've not actually done this on camera, but my expertise would tell me as soon as I do this, it's going to turn white.
It bloody has.
And there you go. And that's without me even doing it. So I think, if you get a bigger lad in this and he's not got the right size, this is going to look a little bit minging. But yeah, visually, I would say for me, it's about a 6. That's where I would go.
So visually, construction, lower.
Yeah, it's the construction for me that's brought it down, in the fact that they've not matched the colours.
Should do a construction points league, really.
Let's do it. Right, next one, Josh. Colo-Colo.
Colo-Colo.
This is Trefoil City. Oh my God. First impressions, the hand feel of that fabric. Lovely. So nice. Oh my God, this is nice.
Oh, yeah,
I am loving that.
I do too. Colo-Colo, but not a lot of colo in it, really, is it? All white.
But that fabric's so nice. I mean, if you can't, you don't get the opportunity to feel this, and you don't have a Colo-Colo shirt in your arsenal, this is absolutely superb. And I've got to say, if this is the fabric that we're going to get in some of our European teams, I'd be well pleased with that.
We're in for a treat, aren't we?
Yeah, that's really nice.
I think that's going to hug the arm as well. It's going to be a really nice fit, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is really smart.
100th anniversary shirt, this.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Supplied by Subside Sports, yet again, always manages to find those little rarities. We've obviously got the celebration on the back neck there, which is really nice. That's actually a really nice finish to that as well. It's a lovely hand feel to that.
Isn't it?
Really
I think
nice.
also you're going to be able to do that thing where you can go anywhere with this shirt, any nightclub.
Absolutely, that's a perfect style to go on a pair of jeans. If I was being super critical, what would you say if that was also tone on tone? If it was like the Arsenal kit that we saw, that was obviously the white-out one for
the knife crime.
The knife crime.
Yeah, I think that would probably work better. I mean, the only thing I can see from this is it's more of the club badge is more amplified. But I think as a aesthetic, it would have been quite nice if it was, they should have done 2 versions of it.
Or maybe they can catch it in some of the training product or something
quite possibly.
Like that. I'd be intrigued to see what fabrication.
It is really quite thick as well, the fabric, isn't it? It makes you feel like that's a really premium product.
Yeah.
It could have been quite thin, but that is actually really quite thick.
Really nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, again, Adidas are absolutely nailing it with some of the trefoil stuff that they've brought back.
I would be more inclined to spend my money on something like this because I feel like I'm getting a quality product.
Yeah, definitely. So, marks out of 11, what would you give it?
Again, I'm going to go 8 on that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's a solid shirt. It's obviously very important to the fan base. And also, I just feel like that's a shirt I would actually part my money with because it's a quality piece of fabric.
It's so simple though, isn't it?
That's it.
It's so simple. There's hardly any cut lines on it. It's a straight up and down side seam, set-in sleeve.
It's simple, but there's those subtle little accents in there, enough for it to be still designed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd probably go 7 on that, I would think. And it's probably because I'd probably like to see that in white on white. Well. But, man, that is such a good kit.
It's gorge.
Great kit. Okay, so what have we got next? Chelsea. Here we go, Chelsea fans. What we're seeing here.
I'll tell you what, I really did like their shirt last season. Thought it was good. It was at Iridescent Badge.
That's correct.
Quite like that.
Yeah.
This one I've seen.
Which we're definitely not going with the Iridescent Badge on this one. And this is a replica
dare I
kit.
say sponsorless?
It is sponsorless. There we go. So this, if anyone's seen the video that we did, around the Chelsea kit when we saw it leaked, I was waxing lyrical about this kit because I thought visually it looked fantastic. Now I've got it in my hands again, thanks to Subside Sports.
Hello.
That is a nice looking kit.
Did not know that existed, didn't it?
Yes.
That's a lovely little
That's
touch.
really nice. That's a real nod, obviously, to the vibrancy of the city, the ground, the gates, everything that's going on there. That is nice.
Dare I say on the neckline, on the neck, on the back there, is that one of the old fonts for CFC on the back of it?
Oh, that is right. That's a great shout. And you know what it is? I think that's a lot to do because with these kits, they've been looking at a lot of the history and the heritage with the... if you see the away kit for Chelsea, that's been leaked just recently where it's got the centre stripe, which harks back to the 60s. Great. I think it looks really nice. A really nice modern interpretation of it. It's interesting that they've kept some of the shard details.
So it's like a French national shirt, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've seen this quite a bit, right? Because they've been using this over the last couple of seasons. But I think as a replica kit, and I tell you what, that neckline is a masterpiece.
It really is.
I think that's really nice. I think that's worked really well. We'll not mark them down with some of the finishing on the neckline.
Can't have it all.
But yeah, that's not bad. I think that's a decent kit.
I do too.
I think Chelsea fans would be pleased with that.
I think their campaign line this year is Pride of London, and certainly a lot of pride in this shirt.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, if you took that red out, which you're obviously not going to see when you're wearing it, you can see it in the back neck there, but you're not going to see that when you wear it. That's effectively a really nice, simple shirt with a nice print on the front.
That's going to go down really, really well.
Yeah, I think you've nailed that, Matt Trussard from Nike. Great kit. Really nice kit. I'd like to see the Pro Kit version of this as well.
Me too.
See
I bet
what
that would be
looks
even
like.
better. It'd be interesting to see how these actually appear on them.
Yeah, that's a great shout, actually. So marks out of 11?
I'm going to go for a 9 on that.
9?
Yeah,
wow.
I genuinely feel like if that was my club and I'd been given that, I'd be over the moon.
Wow, fantastic.
Simple, yet enough detail in there to see that actually Nike care about us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would probably agree there, and it'll be interesting because I think when we get this into the Pro version, I think we're just going to go crazy for it because obviously we'll have all the applications on the badges and stuff. So looking forward to getting that one in my hands as well from Subside. Great. Love that. Right, what we got next? I'm going to go with this little bad boy.
A bit of Shakhtar.
A bit of Shakhtar. Here we go. So Puma.
Yeah.
Let's see. Puma, we've been giving you such a hard time over the last few seasons. Let's see if we're going to have something a little bit different this time. So, first of all, a lot of packaging, guys. A lot of packaging. We don't need all that shit.
Come on, we got a world to look after.
Yeah, we've got to save the planet. Yeah. Oh, we've got a bit more packaging going on here as well. What's that all about?
I mean, why not get it on the air?
Yeah. So, anyway, dry cell kit. First initial appearance is it's definitely black and orange stripes, that's for sure.
But it's one of the reimaginings. We were talking about Newcastle stripes and them being cheeky with it.
Yeah.
It seems like they're being very cheeky here, but I think that works quite well, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a recycled garment. That's their refiber, which I think is great. We talk about saving planets. They've saved it all on the football kit, but then they've spent it all on the tissue paper.
Exactly. Come on, guys.
Anyway, so this is the authentic kit, I believe, which the players are actually going to be playing in. Do I like this? It's a sub print.
Very basic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not going to set the world alight.
I don't think so either.
Badge is very prehistoric.
Is that applique?
It's basically it's a badge basically, which is then being stitched around like a key outline stitch. So if I turn that to the inside, you should only see the key outline.
That's a right nipple rubber, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, if you actually feel that, it's not too bad, Josh.
Oh, no, it's not,
because what they've done is they've put a backing on that which stops any of the embroidery coming through. But to be fair, on this particular one, you wouldn't get that anyway, because if I was to take that off, it would just be basically the fabric, because the idea of this stitch basically takes the badge and it just creates an outline around the badge. So yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, I've seen worse. I mean, Christ, we've seen so many nipple rubbers over the...
We have. And also a nice little detail. People like to do that nowadays, don't they?
I mean, if you're a Hammers fan, you could also buy that. You might have to change the date on it, but yeah.
Shakhtar ham.
Shakhtar, I would give that out of 11. I'm saying I'd be struggling to give you a 4, I'm afraid. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'd go a 5 on that. Just
5?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The trend that I'm noticing here is whatever you go for, I go a little bit lower, and whatever I go for, you go a little bit higher.
We just don't want to upset each other.
Yeah, it's working.
It's great.
Right. So next one, go on, Josh. I'll let you open this one.
Thanks, Mike.
Get it ripped open.
We're ripping
Just go for it. Sorry, Jerry.
Sorry, Jerry. He made
I
me
like
do it.
I like. Oh, wow.
Hello. Someone's been going to origami school, haven't they?
Oh, geez, look at that.
Crikey, O'Reilly.
Shrimps on the barbie, Mike.
Absolutely, mate.
Whoa, check that out. That is one vibrant shirt.
That is a highlight pen right there, isn't it?
Australia. Interesting.
Very vibrant.
Yeah.
Very much, I think, a celebration of Australia, this, isn't it? Just that vibrancy, the greens. Do you know what? I always feel this is very cricket-esque.
Yes.
Very unusual. We don't see badges like that, and I think that's really cool that they've decided to sort of keep doing that.
It's a big boy, isn't it?
It is a big one.
Oh, God, that's almost as
it's
hard
a beer map.
Yeah, well, that's what they've done, isn't it, Josh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because they love Foster's over there.
Just need Foster's on the front. Foster's, nice collab.
Yeah, Foster's. We take free cans.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but my God, that's a frisbee waiting to happen.
It is. It's not very nice at all.
That's going to last forever, though, I think.
It's going to last forever and a day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a pretty bog standard Nike kit. I've never been a fan of this neckline.
Am I seeing the Instagram logo in the back there?
I think
it seems very. Is that something to do with the camera or something?
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. We might need to investigate that. If anybody knows what we're doing here, please let us know in the comments.
What it looks like. If you take a new digital passport out.
That's what it is.
Is it a digital passport? Let us know. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to this, what we're saying, I'm not a massive fan of that, if I'm honest with you, Josh. I think it's pretty bog standard.
It's a party shirt,
Not really liking the neckline. I just think it's almost just a bit contrived. It's being cut into, not really feeling that at all. Just put a straight crew neck on it. We've got some interesting details on the cuff, which I was never a fan of. This feels like it's one of the old templates, which, I'm not a massive fan. I'd probably give that 2, maybe 3 if I'm feeling really generous.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I'd go.
I'd go probably a 5 on that one.
5?
Yeah.
God, you do love your graphics, yeah?
I do. I think it's just a bit of fun. I don't think it's very deep in heritage, but I think it's a fun shirt. And
yeah. Well, talking about heritage, Arsenal.
Oh, here we go.
Let's have it.
Come on,
so this is one that I've been talking about, and one that I cannot wait to get my hands on.
And again, it's a similar story to Newcastle with Adidas's return, isn't it? You know.
Well, what's interesting is I believe the replica and the pro kits are very close to each other. What we've got here is the replica, and when I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at what we've seen with the Newcastle replica kit, it's very similar from a template perspective.
It is, isn't it? So it's carried on from last season, I think, isn't it? It goes into the shorts as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So when it's worn, it all is quite symmetrical.
Comes together nicely.
The big talking point for me, though, was when I first saw it when it was leaked, was why on earth did they go away from the cannon?
I don't know.
The singular cannon.
That was incredible.
It was so lovely. And it almost feels like they've gone backwards with this. I quite like the A jacquard, and I'd like to see how that's.
It's their font from back in the day, wasn't it?
It'd be interesting to see how that manifests itself into the pro kit. But yeah, for me, it's.
Have you noticed one thing?
It's interesting.
Pattern goes into the badge.
Yeah, I did see that.
until then.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see. So now we're talking about nipple graters.
Oh, this one's going to
That's a nipple grater right there, girls and boys. Your
R.I.P.
tits
to
are
the
going to be
nips.
wrecking off that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
At least it's a red shirt.
Yeah. Oh, Adidas, what were you thinking? You're so much better than that, boys and girls. So much better than that.
Oh, crikey, Riley. Yeah, you can. That is not.
Yeah,
I can see it's flaring up a little bit.
Yeah,
as well.
no, your nips are going to be so off that.
Oh, they
so
are going to be absolutely
maybe
chiseled.
what we need to do is like some sort of charity event for like nipple rub down with the Gooners outside the ground. We could
Absolutely.
maybe set up like a little.
I think that's what I'll be looking at starting after this. Actually, see if I can get people together.
Yeah, I would. So visually wise, I think it looks nice. Badge wise, I think you've totally hit the post from 2 yards out.
Yeah, you have.
I love the cannon. I'd love to hear what you Gunners say. I mean, I've talked about this before, talked about it when we saw the leaked kits. Do you like it? I personally think your cannon looked absolutely amazing, and the way that was executed on the pro kits was so good.
Lovely fan service.
Yeah, and this, I think you've hit the post. I love the jacquard. I've not got an issue with. The badge, I think, is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Silhouette wise, I think it looks quite smart. I think
like how it carries on to the back as well.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It is really nice, and I can't wait to get that pro kit. I like the Arsenal on the back. That's really nice how that's been done.
And that's the same as the one that's on here, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. So I would be saying out of 10. I actually really like it, but I'm going to mark it down massively for that badge. You cannot give us nipple rubbers, Adidas. I mean, you guys have just been absolutely on the top of your game, and this is one of your A teams. You can't be doing that for your replica, boys and girls.
No.
So for me, I would say visually, I love that kit. I think it looks great. I would say it's probably an 8 or a 9 even for me. But what's going to bring it back down is that badge for me. I think you've totally hit the post with moving away from the cannon, and the way you've executed that is really poor. So I'd be bringing that back down to about a 7.
Oh, really? I was going to go for an 8 on that one.
Right, okay, well, there's a surprise.
I know, and I don't mean to. It just seems to be that's how it's going.
Yeah, it is. Well, never mind. Anyway, we've got one more to go through.
And it's my favourite.
It is, well, go on then, you open this bad boy.
Internazionale, or how we pronounce it. And we've got the player version as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Jerry from Subside. Thank you.
I'm having a moment here.
Oh my goodness. Mattress, Sardin, what have you done? Oosha.
Wowza, Rooney. And do you know what? I've recently, if you see the stripes, you know the story about the stripes?
Yeah.
About spelling out.
Tell the public here.
Okay, so I recently found out. I was unaware of the actual meaning behind it. I just thought, oh, you know what we'll do a nice little divot here and a divot there. No, it actually spells out INTER.
Inter. Yeah.
I mean, that's such a nice little thing. I mean, it's not overly obvious, but I mean, once you know it, it's one of those things you can't not see it.
Yeah.
And these blue accents as well that go into here.
You know what it is, Josh? I think Nike, since they've had Inter, have been absolutely superb with them. I mean, some of the most iconic kits that I can remember, what they've done with the snake, what they've done with the away kits. Incredible. I mean, absolutely superb. This is no different. For me, the colours that they've used on this is absolutely incredible.
Because you've also got like a little bit of a drop shadow on here. It's almost like, it is, it's almost like the letters have been brought up and that's your shadow underneath. I think it's incredible.
It's superb. Such a nice kit. The fabric on it's really nice.
It is, isn't it?
Neckline for me, again, if I'm being consistent with my comments on the Australian kits and any of the Nike kits before, I don't see the need of slashing into this. It's neither here nor there. I think you'd have been so much better off if you'd have just looped that over and did like a classic. I mean, what if that was just a classic V-neck? You know, would that be a little bit better? I don't know. I'm nitpicking because honestly, from a distance, that is an absolute banger.
It's a work of art.
Absolutely.
The only thing missing, Craig, Pirelli.
Yeah, but we can't have that.
I know.
That's not a sponsor anymore.
I know.
Everybody's going down gambling,
I know.
oil, anything that brings in lots of money, I'm afraid. But anyway, what a kit.
It is
What a kit.
gorgeous, and you don't get what we're
What
getting.
a kit.
You feel it as well. I mean, I can see
Oh.
it. If you get it on the camera, but you can actually see it.
Yeah, that is so nice. What a good job you guys have done with that. Just please keep it up with Inter. That is absolutely superb.
It's a very
what
nice looking kit.
So I'm thinking, have we got a contender here for kit for the season already?
No, but that's already, you've read my mind there. It's a beautiful shirt, and for me, this was the best of a lot, and also the best of the recent releases we've seen. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely superb. So out of 11, what we're seeing?
Well, I will never grade anything 11 because nothing's ever perfect. So I'll go for a 10, but there's room for improvement, but that is a 10.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. So there you go. We've only needed about, what, a half a dozen shirts, and we've managed to eventually agree with each other.
Yeah, absolutely, and half an Andrex factory as well.
Yeah. You do need to work on your packaging, by the way, guys. But yeah, thank you so much, Josh. That has been absolutely amazing doing this. You know, you are very much hairier than Rob Warner. But yeah, as Rob does, you've given some great insights and some history behind some of the kits, so we really applaud you for that.
No, thank you.
If you like what you're seeing today, guys, like, subscribe, hit those buttons below, and get in touch for the kit breakdown on our next episode, where we'll be reviewing even more kits with even more celebrities, a little bit like Josh, and who knows, Rob might be back. Let's see. Tune in now, guys. See you soon.
See ya.
Well, that fucking worked, didn't it?
Good story. So where's the actual?
Hang on. Fucking hell, I can't even open a fucking paper bag, plastic bag. Right, okay, you ready? You just know that that's going to go in, don't you?